but it's okay. We're ready.
When the things that matter most are on the line, make sure we are too. The Fire and Water Cleanup Team at 1-800-SERVE-PRO. Like it never even happened.
Well, we're having a big celebration today because the 480 Old Post Road, called the Parsonage, had a big fire a few years ago, and I purchased the house last year and wanted to, bring it back to its full life. Half of the house was completely burned down, so we had a large project on our hands, and today is the culmination of that. And wanted to show it to the community, obviously the neighbors, the building department, the Fairfield officials, and obviously anybody who wanted to take a walk through.
So you bought this after the fire?
Yeah, I bought it after the fire. It was listed for sale. No one wanted to buy it. It looked like it was going to be a knockdown, actually, and with it being an early 1800 home and thought of as one of the most historic homes in Fairfield. And at the time it was built by Roger Sherman. It was the most expensive house ever built in Fairfield at $20,000. And so the tragic fire obviously happened, and I looked at it as an opportunity to maybe bring it back to its current life.
Did you pay the same price that he did?
I think I paid a little more than he did, that's for sure.
Okay, and tell me, we're staying...
Yeah, so right now we're in the family room right here, and this is approximately, in the older home, this was where the outdoor porch was, and I believe the fire had started with some embers that were burning out here, and went through the whole side of the house into the kitchen area, and really blew out the whole second floor. Where we're standing right now had totally collapsed. So when I actually walked into the house, all of the renter, Fairfield University president, all of his clothes, his furniture, we actually found his wallet on the first day. Nobody was ever allowed in the house, so we found a lot of, we had to obviously clean the whole house too. It took 10 30-yard dumpsters to clean the whole house.
Wow. And what was the biggest challenge you had in the reconstruction?
Yeah, the biggest challenge, first of all, you're in a historical district, so the historical district, forces you to keep the outside of the house exactly the way it was. And of course, dealing with 1800 framing, we cut the house in half, and then we had to match it with 2018-19 framing. And that's always a difficult proposition, but it came out just really perfect.
Anything particular you want to show us about the...
Yeah, I'd love to show you some of the old beams, and of course the kitchen up here. Yeah, so here's the kitchen, and what we did is that was an older dining room that we took the wall down, and you can see in the middle of the island is an original 1815 beam that we kept inside the island, and basically made a huge kitchen area with an island, and then we have a 500 bottle wine cooler over there with Sub-Zero and Wolf appliances, and on the opposite side we have through another entrance we have the mudroom with actually a doggie shower for people with pets, and we have 8 bathrooms, 5 bedrooms, and so I can certainly show you some of the other beams in the front of the house too. Yeah, so one of the most amazing things about this house that we found as we were uncovering all the walls and all the plaster was this beam right here that had all Roman numeral markings on it that matched up with the framing that went down. So as they called out number 27, the 4x4 beam underneath it had also a carving of 27, obviously before pencils and markers and pens, and that's the way that they marked each beam.
The firefighters made their first entrance through the front doors. Is this staircase original?
Well, as much as we know at this moment, that we kept the staircase. It's certainly a lower staircase, but we kept it thinking it may be original, certainly. And we do have another original piece over here that survived the fire, which was one of the church pews. And this church pew was historic, that came from the Congregational Church. That's where you get the name, the Parsonage. And so this is an original piece that has been here for hundreds of years, and so we kept that also with the house. So obviously what we had to do is replace all the plumbing lines, all electrical lines, HVAC, everything had to be removed from the house. Yeah, this chandelier in this room, obviously, you know, we had a massive dining room, and how were we going to fill it? So we put this beautiful chandelier, and the staging was done by my staging person, and it's been a project of about 9 months, and you know, we like to think of it as a masterpiece. We brought it back to the town as, you know, as it first stood, and hopefully we improved it in a little bit, but it was really important to get it back to its original state.
What did the neighbors say?
You know, the neighbors have been fantastic. Everyone's been very supportive. The town's been supportive. The building department, and it's really been a wonderful community project.